Hey folks, this is Kalani. Let's have a look at the Krosus encounter on Mythic difficulty. For this video I'm going to assume you're familiar with the fight on Heroic. If not, there will be a link in the description for you to go check out that video first. Krosus doesn't really use any new abilities, but the encounter is a very tight DPS and mechanics check. The nice thing about this fight is that it's all predictable, so the same thing is going to happen every pull. That means you just need to learn the dance and get better and better until you manage to down him. Because of this, I'm going to talk you through the fight and show you how we dealt with each step. The first thing you want to do is take stock of all your healing cooldowns and external cooldowns. You're going to need them. Your tank will need a cooldown for most slams, either one of their own or one from the raid. You can also use immunities to soak the slams. We had Demon Hunters use Netherwalk when it was available, and our Paladin made good use of Blessing of Protection, just to give the tanks a break. For our kill we used 2 tanks, 3 healers and 15 DPS. The fight will always start off with a Fel Beam. This beam is super important because it's the only one you can't predict. The first one is going to be random, then every beam after will alternate. So if he starts with the left side of the room, he will then go right, left, etc. If he starts right, he'll then go left, right, etc. For this kill, Krosus fired his beam left first, so if your attempts fire right first, everything will basically be the same, except the positions later on will need to be mirrored. You'll then get your first orb. Make sure these are taken back as far as possible to reduce the damage the raid takes. Warlock gateways really help with getting the orb to the back of the bridge. If your healers go because you're taking too much damage, you're looking at an early wipe. Dodge the next beam and soak the first slam. That'll be followed by another beam and your first set of adds. You'll need to get into position before the green swirls come out to make sure you get as few adds as possible. Prioritize any big adds and make sure to interrupt them. If you get too many adds, you're almost guaranteed to wipe. Right after the add spawn, you'll get a beam on the opposite side of the very first beam, so keep your eyes open. That'll be followed with a slam. Make sure everyone is topped off and any adds should ideally be dead by now. Dodge the next beam and you'll get an orb right after, which will be followed by another beam and your first bridge breaking slam. You're going to get an orb, beam, slam and another orb in quick succession. We stacked up in melee and had our Demon Hunters use darkness to help mitigate the orb damage. After the second orb you'll get your second round of adds, so make sure ranged DPS are heading to the back ASAP. Right after the add spawn, you'll get another orb. Make sure all the ranged DPS get back towards the boss so they don't get one-shot by the orb. We usually pop the healing cooldown here because a slam comes right after, followed by another orb. There's going to be a Fel Beam and another orb, and Krosus will slam just after it explodes, destroying another section of the bridge. Now you're going to have to deal with double beams for the rest of the fight. Krosus will fire across one side and then the other side in quick succession. After the beams you'll want your raid to stack in the corner in preparation of the next orb, which needs to be taken into the opposite corner in the back. Your raid can stay stacked to avoid the next slam, just make sure your tanks are soaking though. After the slam you need to swap sides because another double beam will come out, starting on the side you are stacked. Right after the beams, your third round of adds will spawn. Once again, make sure to get into position as quickly as you can to limit add spawns. There's going to be another beam almost at the same time, so be super careful of that, followed by a slam right after and another set of double beams. After beams, stack up in the corner again and the orb goes to the back opposite corner, then your raid needs to get back while avoiding the next beam because the next slam will break the bridge. Now we're down to the last platform, so you want to be under 25% health on the boss at this point. There's going to be a double Fel Beam followed by an orb, so stack tight in the corner after the beams and the orb goes to the back opposite corner. You should use any raid mitigation cooldowns you have right here. We used darkness again. Stay stacked for the slam and there's going to be the last spawn of adds right after. You should only soak 2 swirls max per person here unless you have an immunity. Trying to take too many can get you killed very easily. That's going to be followed immediately by double Fel Beams and an orb right after that, so get into position quickly, stay there for the slam and make sure to get people healed up because another orb comes right after. You're going to get another double beam followed by an orb. That orb will be the last ability in the fight, so you can have your healers start DPSing from this point. If you haven't killed Krosus by his next slam, you'll all die to his hard end range. So you can see the healing and damage requirements here are pretty crazy, but the mechanics are just as important. If people are out of position, don't soak green swirls, or don't nuke the ads down, it's a pretty rough fight. But hopefully, this should be all you need to take down Krosus on Mythic difficulty. If you have any questions or queries, please leave them in the comment section below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Or hop on over to Discord. We have a server at discord.gg/Kalani, great place to ask questions or just hang out. Remember to leave a like just below the video before you leave, and if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. But apart from that, thanks for watching folks, good luck and have fun, and as always I will see you next time.